Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about male-centered women. I've heard a lot of opinions about what male-centered women are to other YouTubers, generally women, and I hear kind of like two sides. One side I agree with and one I don't. So I just want to briefly state what I think a male-centered woman is. So it doesn't matter if she's single or in a relationship. A male-centered woman is a woman who has men as the center of her life. And I'm not talking about a woman being a good wife or a good girlfriend or a good partner in a relationship, because I think that's very healthy and needed. Male-centered women are very toxic and most times are single. Male-centered women have a different energy. A lot of people on YouTube I have been hearing have been bashing women who are in relationships with men, of course, and their girlfriends are unhappy about it. So I'm hearing a lot of women say like, "Oh, we were friends and then she got into a relationship and then our time changed and she started acting different, da da da." That's not a male-centered woman in my opinion, because I understand, even as a single friend, that life happens, things are supposed to change, especially like us getting older, and generally people get married and you get settled in, you have a family, like, so I expect life to naturally unfold that way. And a good friend is going to be flexible and understanding of that. And both women should be trying to, in my opinion, get a man and get married anyways, but no tea, no shade if that's not your thing. But I was just hearing that a lot, like, oh, when she got into a relationship, her boyfriend has to go everywhere with her. Yes, that can be very toxic. That can be very extremely toxic when your man wants to hang around. And that's also a red flag, because it's like, why do you want to hang around so much? Like, it's really crazy. But yeah, that's a red flag, because he's probably liking your friend or nosy or trying to control you, or just there's a lot of reasons why a man would want to hang out with you and your friends. But that is one example of a male-centered woman. That's more so, I guess, look, male-centered and pick-me are the same things. These are women that switch up around men. And it stands out, especially when she's single, because you can almost guarantee that she's competing with you for the male gaze, and you can feel the competition. You can feel the energy being weird, the underlying aggression. Guys, just keep in mind that I go off the top of my dome with these videos, so I'm just kind of going and just, but anyways, this is the type of woman that does not know men. She doesn't know herself, and she doesn't understand the psychology, the basic psychology of men. And if she had any real care outside of herself, she could easily go on YouTube. There's so many great teachers out here, mentors about relationships, that she could watch and learn. A lot of women could watch and learn from. But this is a woman who has used her looks and her beauty and sex and her blonde ditziness to get the things that she wants in life. This is the type of girl that will switch up completely when a male's in a room. And don't let it be your man, because this woman wants the attention of all guys. It doesn't matter. And it's really sad seeing how these women act, because they will immediately be thirsty whenever they see men, and they're extremely desperate. This is the type of woman that she's always been male-centered, but when they get older, they can get extremely desperate because they've used their beauty and their body to get what they want most of the times, and they haven't built foundational relationships. This is why these ladies tend to be single, because everything is fleeting for them. Creating a real authentic relationship from the ground up isn't interesting to them. These ladies would rather take what someone else has already built, and they would literally do anything for a male's attention, even if it's fleeting. even if it's just a second. And it doesn't matter the male. It could literally be the mailman, the guy at the grocery store. The bartender. It could be your man. So these women will come around and your friendship literally goes out the window. And underneath the psychology of this woman, she's already in competition with you. She's very passive aggressive as is. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen the red flags. But these type of women, they will never be a girl's girl because they don't get it. They don't get that attention is just that. It's attention, right? They find value in attention, whereas women who are not male-centered, basically male-centered just means like you're boy crazy. You're fucking boy crazy. Everything that you do is inspired by a man. Everything that these women do is centered around getting a man, talking about a man. This is the kind of woman who will like make your life miserable and don't let you have a man. This is exactly the reason why people say, hey, when you get married, get some married friends. When you're single, get you some single friends, because your circle does change. So there is a difference, because it's like, yeah, I'm going to expect my friend who's engaged to have less time. I'm going to expect our friendship to change. It's just like if my friend were to become a mother, like I expect her time to be less available. Like it's just common sense. If you're in school, if you have a relationship, if you're having kids, if you're working on your career, like, okay, I get it. Life changes. When you're children or you're growing up or you're doing things as you're younger, you don't have as many priorities. So I can't be like, oh, now you're male-centered because you have a man. A lot of these women who call women male-centered, who are not actually male-centered, are just bitter and jealous. They're just single and mad that these women have a man and they don't. And they're actually male-centered too, because why is your friend jealous of you? The women who are single and cannot be happy for their friends who have men, like be careful with that too, because basically this video's it's talking about male-centered women, but I hear myself getting into the topic of male-centered women being terrible friends, like how it plays out when you're in a relationship and she is not. Or even when she is in a relationship, like I said, this is the woman who puts everything aside for her man. Like, oh, he's going to be here, he's going to be there. It's like, no. But I wanted to focus on how a friendship looks when it's male-centered, because there will be no loyalty. This woman will literally try to gang up on you, and she'll do it underhandedly. So she'll say sly, demeaning comments in front of your boyfriend, in front of your guy friends, in front of her man. Like I've dealt with this before. I've dealt with women who have called their boyfriends, FaceTime them while I'm not looking my best. Like my hair is a mess. I'm just like, we're just hanging out. And I'm like, why are you showing me on FaceTime to your boyfriend again? Really don't get that one. So these women are just extremely insecure and miserable, and they focus on relationships to make their lives worthy. They find value in relationships. Okay, great. We know that relationships can be status symbols. Should they? Probably not. But according to status, yeah, like marriage tends to rank higher. A lot of people like say, oh, you need to be this, and that. You need to bring this to the table. You need to have this much saved up. You need to have your apartment, your car, all this other stuff. And before you get a man, and it's just like, okay, yeah, society makes relationships a social status ladder. But these women take it to a different level, because if they get older and they're single, they become really depressed because they are the hardest on themselves. They know how valuable beauty is. They've always known it, but the fact that they're getting older in age and they don't have a man, and beauty is slipping away, time is slipping away, that youthfulness, that fertileness, the fertility of a woman, declines as we get older. We all know that. And so this causes her to become even more bitter and isolated and mean and just downright nasty to other women. You know, I've even seen women try to be third wheels, like try to incorporate themselves, like, in other relationships. You know, she'll try to, like I said, invite herself along when you have a date night. She'll try to sabotage your relationship. Like, I've had friends who I've even said, like, hey, my man's in town, you know, oh, can I come over? Do you want to see a movie? Do you want to, and I'm just like, bro, do you just hear me say my man is in town? Like, these type of women do not care. They are so obsessed and motivated to steal the attention off of you and put it on them. And they don't care if it ruins your relationship. This is literally the home wrecker, because these women are motivated by taking something that's not theirs, taking men, and they have no self-esteem. They have no self-worth. So they want the men according to the women that they're dating. So this is the crazy thing. Male-centered women, they really don't care about you or the man per se. It's just all narcissistic supply at the end of the day. These women are just like Jezebel spirits. They are simply narcissistic, but they're Jezebel. Like, they have no idea of how men really are, the psychology of men. Like, they have no idea that men need time to bond. So this woman will like jump in the bed with a man and then be ghosted the next couple of days because she has no idea that men can actually bond outside of a bedroom. And she makes the mistake of moving way too fast and giving up her body, or she plays by the book. She is the type of girl to literally read a book on a man because she has no idea the psychology of a man. She's probably never been around a man who's loved her. She's probably never had a man who wanted her to outdo him. You know, when your only interactions with men are sexual, and that's all men want from you, that's all you'll understand about them. You know, if you've never spent non-sexual time around a man who just wants the best for you, you really won't understand the nature of men. And this is the problem with male-centered women. Now, I do think societal wise, I don't even know if that's a word, I feel like it is, but if you don't have a father or just men around, brothers, uncles, even guy friends, I don't even believe in guy friends, because men and women aren't friends. That's just my personal opinion. I believe Adam and Eve were not created in play. I believe that they were made for one another and to not be friends, to be one, to become one. So this type of woman, she will go by the book, and she doesn't really know how to navigate a relationship or how to navigate a man. This is the type of woman who will chase a man and pay for a man and be extremely, what is the word I want to say? I want to say submissive, but it's more so like buying someone. It's more so like purchasing someone, and it's an investment. These type of women are terrible friends because their loyalty will always lie to the attention that they get. So immediately when you enter a room and there's men there, you're the competition. But you can even feel, let's put the men aside, because let's talk about the psychology of how this girl acts one-on-one with you. This is a girl who downplays your accomplishments. She never compliments you. She overlooks good things in your life. She withholds compliments. That's an actual thing, like withholding compliments. Like, sometimes things happen in your life and they're monumental, they're foundational, like they're profound. You have things that happen, and they deserve a flower to a congratulation. This is the type of girl that would never acknowledge that. And if you do bring it up, she has amnesia. Narcissistic amnesia. Oh, what? Oh, what? I don't remember that. It's her jealousy. And she does this to make you feel unseen, forgotten, unimportant, little, just diminishing, minimizing, any word that you can think of, to dull your light, dull who you are, and dull the spotlight that comes upon you. This is the type of girl who is in such competition with you that you can feel the energy is off when you're hanging out together. And you'll wonder why, like, why is it that weird? You can sense the aggression. You can actually see it. Like, I'm thinking about a couple of women as I make this video, and I can't help but to feel the feeling I have when, like, I'm in the room with them or I'm talking, and I just know, like, I really get on your nerves, don't I? These are the type of women that will pretend that they support you and come out, but they're really just trying to monitor your progress. They're really just trying to put their finger point on your pocket. They're trying to sabotage in any way. They're not really there to support. They're not really there to reciprocate. And you see what I'm saying? Things of that nature. And male-centered women, let's be honest, they're competitive in every aspect. So every time they see a woman, or if there's an issue with a woman, she's going to look at it from the lens of competition. So if she's male-centered, she's going to look at everything in that way. Again, these type of women, they don't really know how to be feminine as well. They don't understand femininity for real. They're very masculine, and because they don't understand the roles or who they are, they're lost. They're lost in the chase. They're lost in, like, the hunt between men and the chase that they love to give women, us. The game of pursuit, they're completely clueless to. These women don't understand that men love detachment. They love fun. They love lightheartedness. They don't like overly emotional. This is the type of woman who will immediately cling. She will be immediately irritating. She will demand so much because in her mind, she's a princess. This is a woman who thinks she should have princess treatment just because she has no self-esteem. So she places a high pedestal because in her mind, like, it's kind of like shooting for the moon. It's like, well, if I shoot for the moon, at least I'll land amongst the stars. Like, if I get princess treatment, or if I don't get princess treatment, I'll still be treated really well. But they don't understand what makes a man do this for a woman. You see what I'm saying? Like, they don't understand that men aren't interested in being pursued. Men like to do the chasing. So this is a woman, like, you'll find, like, Chrissy literally on her knees proposing to Jim Jones. Like, girl, get off the fucking floor. This is just that woman who is developed in so many ways. And I want to say that these type of women really have mental issues. They really have mental health issues because their life literally revolves around men. Even her getting a career, these type of women, like, the whole reason that they do the things that they do, the choices that they make as far as, like, hobbies, see what I'm saying? Like, everything will do to be closer to a man. Everything that they do in their life will be to garner more attention from men, to outdo other women. That is their literal only goal. So these friendships never work out. This is the type of girl who will not be a rock for you. She will not reciprocate. She will not be the type of girl that you will call at 3 a.m. and have a conversation like, girl, he did it again. Or, girl, he did, just whatever. See what I'm saying? This is the type of girl who will have her phone on Do Not Disturb. She doesn't want to be bothered. She will call you if she needs to have a shoulder to lean on and complain about her life. She will call you and complain about the hundreds of guys she's messing with, and none of them want to take her out on a date. This girl has no clue that men can see right through her. See, like, male-centered women, they look at men like disposable. They don't look at men as people. They look at men as like just something to have. And a lot of times this is why they're single, because they have dehumanized men. They have objectified men because they've objectified themselves. They think that, oh, I'm just a pretty thing. I'm just a pretty little trophy. And, I'm going to do everything. I'm going to have the man pick me. And that kind of energy, trophy, yes. Beauty, yes. But the pick me, guys have to earn. Guys like to earn. And so that's her main problem and mistake, is that she just doesn't understand the dynamic of the push and pull game when it comes to love and pursuing a relationship, and playing the role, being feminine for real. This is a girl who can look extremely feminine, sound like a Disney princess, but she thinks like a guy. She's out on the hunt, like on the prowl, like searching for men. This is the type of girl who will like go to a party dressed up. She will go out for a man. Like, healthily, you should go out to have fun. You should never, I'm not going to say never, because you have to get out there. There's nothing wrong with going out and dating someone, but her whole MO is to go out specifically to meet men. Moving on, this type of girl will be terrible to be friends with because she wants to just have a pity party. Everything is about her. The whole conversation is about her relationship and how these men aren't treating her right. She will always be the victim. Zero accountability. She has extremely high standards because, again, she doesn't have a logical way of seeing people, of seeing life, of seeing things. She just has ideas. She has like these illusions in her head that she thinks are real, especially from like social media or the people around her. Like, she'll be obsessed with the picture that others have painted, the highlights of their moments, and she will constantly compare her life to these moments. And again, this is a girl who wants company because she's miserable. Like, she doesn't want you to have a good time, especially if you have a man. If you have a man, she will do everything she can to disrupt that relationship. Even if it's to take up your time, she wants to come in and she wants to spend time with you guys as a third wheel, or she wants to make date night about her, like blowing up your phone. It's, and it's really demonic when you think about it, because no one should be calling anyone when you're out with your man. But this is the type of girl that will do that. This is the type of girl that will think it'd be like, and it will literally drive her insane, knowing that others around her are having relations and family and kids and getting married, and she has nothing. And one, she's so male centered, but the thing about this woman is she's narcissistic as well. So she's single because all she focuses on is herself, and not in a healthy way, in a competitive, like minimizing way. Like, oh, she looks like this, I should have that. Oh, she has this, I should have that. You see what I'm saying? It's constantly gauging where you stand in value according to others by comparison. This is a comparing ass woman. Like, she will, I mean, and it's almost delusional how jealous these kind of women can be. Like, they can never really be your friend. And I'm not saying break up with them, but I'm saying like have some boundaries. Like, it's okay to have, what I've heard, like, just boundaries that may not be appreciated by everybody, but guess what, you will. Because there's nothing worse than having one of these friends come around and trying to tear down things that you've built, especially like bonds and friendships. Like, these type of girl, me personally, I've had an experience where like a male-centered friend, quote unquote, was trying to, I feel, kind of put herself as a third wheel in my relationship. And I'm like, ma'am, like, these type of women don't want you to spend time alone with your man. Again, they want to sabotage, they want to take, like, even if, like, say you're in a room with your dad or just anybody, say you're in a room with strangers, football game. This woman wants to talk extra loud and get all the attention from any male around her. It's really crying out for, hey, see me. Hey, I'm worthy. Hey, don't forget me. It's like the unseen child, the forgotten child. That's what the pick me is. The pick me male-centered woman is. It's like a woman who was never acknowledged by a man, never felt love, never felt validated. That's why I'm like, I don't say cut them off, but that also doesn't make an excuse, because everybody has their own story. Everybody goes through things and life isn't perfect. So not having, whatever reason it is of why a person becomes male-centered or narcissistic, it's like, to me as an adult, it's still no excuse as to, like, why you're still that way or why you're not trying to better yourself. And therapy, in my opinion, sometimes it just doesn't help narcissistic people, like, unless they're diagnosed with narcissism, like personality disorder, because a lot of times these male-centered women or narcissistic women, they will be in therapy just to hear themselves talk, just to have someone to talk to, just to be literally mothered and draining someone's energy and taking up someone's time. Again, they love to talk about themselves. They love to talk about, woe is me, like, I'm not responsible, I'm not the issue. And they want you to validate their loss. These women want you to tell them, oh, it's okay, you don't have a man, it's not your fault. No, it definitely is your fault. It definitely is your fault for being selfish, one, because male-centered women are extremely selfish, because it's all about them getting attention. Think about it. It's all about them getting attention. So it's not so much that, like, oh, they're male-centered, all they care about is men. Yes, but a little more to it. They're narcissistic because they want all the attention on them. You see what I'm saying? So this type of woman doesn't want to see you do good, and she doesn't really want to see you do better than her. Don't let her, like, look better than you. And like, just be careful of these women, because they will cling to women and you would have no idea why these women hang out with you, why they benefit from you. What do they want? They want to borrow some things, they want to use some things. Like, these women only hang around you for a reason. And if a male-centered woman is hanging around you, it's because they want to learn something from you. They want to monitor you. They want to see, how is she doing that? Why does she have what she has and I don't? How does she have what she have? How can I learn from her? How can I you see what I'm saying? How can I study her? How can I become similar to her so I can have a similar result, so I can have a man? Most women who have relationships or in relationships, healthy relationships, are not male-centered. They're just in healthy relationships because they know it's not good to make a man the center of your world. The minute you make a man the center of your world, it's over, because most men are insecure and they have low self-esteem and they think they're not shit. Like, let's just be honest. No offense to any man, like, it's hard to find a man who's extremely secure in himself. So this is why men pick the women that they want. They need a trophy, because a trophy symbolizes you're a winner. I did great. This is my race. This is my prize, right? So either way, yeah, these women, they do the same. They look for men, and that's all it is to them. It's just a placeholder. It's just a filler. It's just an object to have. It's just a symbol of validation and worthiness according to society's look on them. Like, oh, she has a man, she must be desirable. She must be good. She must be a good woman. She must be wifey material. See what I'm saying? They want to be looked at as wifey material, but are anything but. Male-centered women are the biggest Jezebels. Let's just say that. And I'm not going to be too judgmental because I know what it is like having a father, and I know what it is like for women who don't have fathers, and just being around them and seeing certain patterns. And again, we know that there's consequences, there's things, but it doesn't make an excuse. It doesn't make an excuse to grow up and not change cycles. You know. So again, stay away from these women. This video is going on very long, but that's the difference. Like, male-centered women are extremely awkward. And even when they get in relationships, they will put their man first. But I like to focus on single male-centered women, because my thing is if you're a married woman and you're male-centered, good for you. I don't care, because your husband, that to me, it's like you're being a good wife. I'm not saying be a pick me, make the man the center of your universe and worship the man, but you do need to be a good wife. You know, so I'm not mad at that. That's why you need to have married friends, because a married woman will understand that. Like, marriage comes first, friendships come second. Like, that's just period, point blank. Now, when you're single, oh yeah, we're friends, I've known you longer. But when you meet your man, it's like, okay, so at what point does that scale begin to tip and you say, okay, now this is my relationship, this is the person I've chosen to love and build with? So at what point does the scale tip and you say, like, oh, let me focus on my relationship, let me change the dynamic here and cut back on my friendships, or make time for this, make time for that. I call that being a fucking adult. But when you're male centered and you're single and you're trying to be a friend with someone, it's the worst thing to experience, because especially if you've been friends for a long time, and or like if you've known this girl as a kid, it'll be hard to look past, because you are used to knowing who they used to be. You know, it's easy to make friends when you're kids because you don't have as many aspects and dynamics going on in the background or forefront, right? Like, you don't have the money, you don't have so much competition. It's more of an even playing field. But in the male-centered woman's mind, even as a kid, being your friend, she doesn't see it that way. She sees it as, oh, I'm at such a disadvantage. She's in competition with you then. She's probably copying you then. She's probably trying to see, like, oh, what's this? What's that? What's the, you see what I'm saying? Like, she's trying to measure how much you have materialistically, talent-wise, intelligence-wise, career-wise. Like, she's constantly judging herself. And this is a woman who does not have peace. This is a woman who's looking for God in a man. Like, let's keep it 100. And this is why she's miserable, because she has no spiritual understanding. This is what I like to tell people. Like, it doesn't matter if you're adopted. You have to go back to the source. You have to understand who God is to understand who you are. Because sometimes you don't have parents. That's why I say you can't say, oh, because they don't have a dad and I'm male-centered now, I'm a pick me, I don't understand how men work. Okay, you understand how a car works, but you weren't born driving a car. You see what I'm saying? So at some point, you start to notice patterns within yourself, within people. And people change, and the people who are meant to peep that and they are aware, and they do so. Anyways, I'm going to end the video here. Guys, comment below 1 to 10. What do you think of the video? And comment ideas, what you guys would like to have videos about, because I like making them. This is a new channel and I am extremely open to suggestions. So please leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you're still here. Thank you. Love you. Bye.